Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Top Deck King, and we have a best of one deck today. We are playing the Izzet Snow deck, but with the Learn package for best of one. That way we have access to a sideboard uh, since there's only one game out of the match. So I took the Izzet Dragons list and I altered it a little bit to make it more fine-tuned against a best of one format. So that way we can, like I said, we can get access to the sideboard guide. We can kind of deal with the aggro decks, and on top of that, the Izzet Dragon Snow deck, whatever. It's already a strong deck, so I just kind of converted it to a best of one format. So if you want to play the Dragons deck in a best of one, then here is the deck. You can also play it in best of one if you choose not to play best of three. But before we get into the makeup real quick, if you're new to the channel, hopefully you'll stick around, watch the videos, and then by the time you're done watching, hopefully I'll get you to subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of the deck. Check the description of the video because it has the portable list for you. So if you want to play on Arena, mobile, or PC, it'll have the portable list there for you. So check the description of the video, drop some comments down below, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let's go really quickly into the makeup of the deck. So right off the bat, so what our removal spells are technically, these are I mean, technically Brazen Borrower and Divide 0 by 0 count as removal spells, but you know, I prefer more Divide by 0 as a counter spell than a removal spell. And same with this one, it's their counter spell. So we have 4 Frostbites. I obviously, because best of one has more aggro in the format, you're gonna want Frostbite as a 1 mana kill spell. Is very good, instant speed. We have the snow package, so there's no reason not to be running this. So I'm running 2 Cinderclasms. So this is to deal with the like the Boros decks, the white decks, mono black auras or whatever, the red decks. This is here to deal with those decks because for 3 mana we can do 2 damage to all creatures at instant speed. Worst case scenario, the main big reason here was against the white decks. Doing 1 damage to their board is pretty devastating. It hits Elcid, it hits Selfless Savior, it hits Luminarch Aspirant before the counters go on it, hits Professor Symbology. Like, it has a lot of targets for 2 mana, destroy, do 1 damage. And then worst case scenario, if they do put a Luminarch Aspirant, get a counter on it, then it's a 3 mana remove their board. So that's why I have 2 in the main deck, because I need a little more removal against the more aggressive format in best of one. Then our I guess I should say our, what's it called, what is adventure package here is 4 Brazen, 4 Bonecrusher. Brazen's obviously there as a bounce spell slash flash into attack in the air. Bonecrusher is a 2 damage slash removal, bring out a 4/3 body on turn 3. And I kept it at 4/4. Originally I started it off at like, I had 2 Brazens, 3 Bonecrushers, but then I found out that I needed more copies of these, especially Brazen, because you could flash it in at end step and create a flyer, and then with Elrond's Epiphanies and Goldspan Dragons and stuff like that, you can win the game pretty quickly with Brazen Borrower. That's our adventure package. A little draw power here with Maze Mind Tome. I'm still testing this a little bit, see how it works, if it's viable in a best of one format. If it doesn't end up working out, I might add a 3rd Opus here and maybe either a 3rd Solid Coming or maybe even a 4th Divide by 0. So we're going to give this a try and see how that works. So now our counter spells here is 1 Essence Scatter, since like I said, there's a lot of creatures in best of one, a lot of creature decks, so a 2 mana counter spell is pretty good. We have Divide by 0, our pseudo learn counter spell. It can bounce, return, counter anything value of 1 or greater, put it back into their hand, and then you get to learn. You get to get some of these learn cards. And then we have 2 Solid Comings. This is our hard counter spell, Foretell ability. Like I said, I might want to move this up to 3, especially if we're playing more Opus here. That way, if we cycle one of the, or discard one of the Opus, cast this turn 5, and this is Foretold, we can easily counter anything, obviously, without even attacking Goldspan Dragon. So this might move up to 3. We'll find out as our matches happen and see where we go from there. Our dragon package slash win condition. I have 2 Prismari dragons. 1 Sudden Storm, and 4 Goldspan Dragons. Prismari is obviously good for you cast them on turn 4, and that's the other reason why I'm playing Maze Mind Tome still in the deck. I know in the best of 3 it's better because the decks in best of 3 are more controlly. So, but I kept it in because of Prismari Dragon. So Prismari will create an artifact, and if Maze Mind Tome is in play, that means you have access to 2 mana on turn 4. So if you have this foretold already, then you can counter anything and put a threat out on the board. Is pretty solid. So that's another reason why we have Maze Mind Tome still in the deck. Sudden Storm is kind of like a hidden gem kind of effect. Be able to flash him in 4/5, and then it makes all your 5 costs and greater cheaper. So outruns Epiphany Dragon and Opus. But then on top of that, against control decks or rogue decks or whatever, it makes them uncounterable. So they have to get rid of this guy first. Otherwise, they can't counter any of these powerful spells. So I'm trying it as one of to see if I can catch people off guard. Obviously, we have 4 Goldspan Dragons. I mean, Goldspan Dragon, I mean, there's nothing else to tell you about. Everybody knows why Goldspan Dragon's great, and there's no reason not to be running 4 of them. 3 Outruns Epiphanies. I think 4 might be too much, because especially if you draw it against the aggro, creature-based decks, drawing too many of these copies would be pretty bad. So I have it at 3. And Opus, so far in testing, it's been pretty darn good. That's why I'm debating on maybe moving this up to 3. But like I said, so far testing prior to the ladder, it's been very good. But let's see how it works out on the ladder. Obviously, the format is a little different on the ladder versus the non-ladder. So let's give this a try at 2 and see what we do with it. Nothing special about the lands. Obviously, we have Faceless Havens, and then we have Snow Lands. Nothing special about that. I'm going to give this Learn Lesson a package a try. The only one that I'm not 100% sold on is going to be this one. I mean, yes, you could do this and target Goldspan Dragon, creates you an artifact, and makes this into a 6/6 vigilance creature for the turn. But is it really worth grabbing this out of your sideboard? You know what I mean? So it's the only one that I'm very iffy about. So we're gonna test this out and see. So stick around to the end of the video. If I made any changes, it would be there at the end of the video. If you want to try this version, look at, obviously you're watching the video now, this is this version, but at the end of the video, depending on how things go, I mess around with the numbers, I change things around. So check the end of the video and see if the deck stays the same. But hopefully you guys enjoy this. Let's go get into the matches and see what happens. All right, we're gonna go and try to play some Izzet Learn for best of 1. Izzet Learn. Ow, my balls. All right, let's see what you're playing. Opponent goes first. We have bounces. We have divide by 0. We're gonna keep. We use this to grab red. Put this on blue. So we need a red source. Let's just go ahead and crack it now so we can get our red online. Obviously, this could be our red, but Luminarch Aspirant, sure. So we go bounce that. It looks like it might be a Winota deck. So Bonecrusher Frostbite would be nice here. Goldspan Dragon. It's not bad either, but it's not also what I'm looking for at the moment. We're going to take the damage here and then bounce it at end step. Well, since he did that, I guess we're just going to bounce it now. So that way we can remove the Rimrock. Because this then just fizzles the Rimrock out of there. I was going to bounce it at end step, but they did that, so never mind, right? Never mind. Oh, that's actually pretty good. We need this on blue anyways, so go ahead and put that in blue. Now we have our red for Goldspan. Let's see, he has a Winota. Blade Historian. Blade Historian. Put this back into your hand for the time being. What am I grabbing though? I don't think I need the land, so I'm not going to grab that. Gains vigilance until the end turn. I don't think that really matters. I guess I could use this to draw a card. I think I'll grab this one because the Goldspan Dragon should give me the mana to get up there. Ooh, that was actually perfect. Kill it now. Do 3 damage to it. And then we can bounce that. I could also just play Maze Mind Tome, but I think I'm just going to bounce the Blade Historian and then just cast the Goldspan. You know, I think that's the better play here. I could even flash this in and put a clock against him. I might even do that. Depends on what happens here. So I think we're going to flash this in and put a clock on him. Outrun's Epiphany is not that too shabby. See, we have to hit him for 7 here. We have a bounce spell. And then next turn we get to take an extra turn and possibly win the game right there. So let's see what happens though. Let's see what they can do. He has a removal spell. Sure. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. Bonecrusher, sure. I'll take 6 here. That's fine. I'm not going to use the artifact here to do that because I'd rather save it. So put this on. Let's put this on blue. Let's play. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. So we can't do it either way. I see. All right. We're going to go ahead and take the extra turn. Hit you for 4. It gets you down to what? 9? 3, 7, 8, 9? That's game, right? We cast this. Auto pay. Good game, opponent. And then attack you for lethal in the air. And that's game. There we go. Pretty easily. Let's keep it running with this Izzet Learn deck. Best of 1. So if you guys like Izzet Dragons, this is the best of 1 version of it. Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder. Opponent gets to go first. That's not cool. With these 3 lands, that's not cool. I think we're playing against rogues. Yep, we're playing against rogues. Rogues, at least we drew an untapped source, so we can use one of the 2, but it's not great here for us. So we're just going to do that. Pass turn. He's going to flash in his 1/3, I believe it's. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to bounce this just to get it off the board and force him to recast it. This is one of the decks that it's very bad against because we just don't have anything in the main board against them. Like Bonecrusher's not doing very. I mean, it does do stuff. It kills 1 or 2 of their creatures, but it doesn't do anything pretty much beyond that. So I guess I'm just playing Maze Mind Tome here then. He's gonna flash in his rogue creature. Yep. You're up, opponent. We're gonna play this guy with this. You shouldn't be able to counter it just because we're going to have 3 cards in the graveyard. Well, you shouldn't be able to counter it, well, I should say with Drown in the Lock, but he could counter it with like a hard counter or something. That's not cool. Now he can counter anything. Okay. Yep. Oh, Goldspan Dragon. Goldspan. No. Oh, come on. Double outrun. Triple outruns Epiphany. Okay, well, this is looking really bad. Triple outruns Epiphany. I'm gonna bottom that. Alright, so we could kill that. We could kill that. So let's kill this. Let's kill this. And then we'll play this tap and pass turn. Next turn we can bring out the Prismari Dragon. Wow, Soaring Thought Thief number 3. Looking pretty good for the opponent. Very good for the opponent at the moment. And he's milling all our powerful Goldspans and outruns. And let's scry again. Divide by 0 seems fine. We'll keep that. Because we can actually play that right now. we will play the dragon and play Divide by Zero, which is pretty neat because it creates me an artifact. So I tap 2 of the artifacts to actually play it. So we can actually play Divide by Zero. Pretty neat. How many gold spans did he hit? 1, 2 gold spans and 3 outruns epiphanies. That's not cool. Interesting. He's willing to take for the mill. He's willing to trade one of his guys. Okay, he has a removal spell. Why not do it before combat anyways? Like, I don't understand that. That makes no sense. Alright, what am I grabbing here? Use this to draw a card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm gonna put this to put more pressure on him. Alright, there we go. Put way more pressure on him. We got that one. Alright, we just beat up a rogue deck in the latter with this deck. Yeah, there was not much they could do. 5 mana, 6, 7. We had to cast, put out like 9 power to the board. Tarkus! We get to go first. We'll keep. We could technically cast a turn 3 Prismari Dragon if we wanted to. We'll see what happens, I guess. Depends on what they do and what they don't do is the question. We could also just keep it and then, be able to do that. It looks like we're playing against Boros Winota again, I guess, I'm assuming. Boros Winota. Professor Onyx. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and kill the Selfless Savior so he can't sack it. And then we're gonna cast the Bonecrusher and then cast this. Or not Professor Onyx, but Professor Symbology. Professor Onyx. That's hilarious. Ooh. That's a spicy one. I like that one. Gets me closer to casting this. Much closer to casting this. Sure. The only bad part here is they're gonna cast Winota is the bad part. So if I attack here, yeah, I'm attacking. Gotta start doing damage, I guess. If he wants to block, I'm trading both, but I don't think he's blocking because he's gonna cast Winota next turn. There's no way he's double blocking. Wow. Oh, I mean, I guess that he didn't have this double block. I forgot to 3-2. But I mean, I got the Prismati Dragon, and then I get to cast the Goldspan, and then I have Opus. So let's see what happens, though. Let's see what happens. Blade Historian's a pretty good one. It looks like I'm taking the damage. Blade Historian was a very fine and dandy one. Alright, so we're just going to get aggressive here against him because we get him for 7. The next turn, another 7. That's 14. And then I can do this to start killing things off. So we're just going to get aggressive. As long as we don't die next turn, I think we're set. Because currently it can only hit me for 4-8. So we're not dead. And then, like I said, this can tap. It can both tap his creatures down and put a body out there and do 4 damage to him, giving us the ability to win the game. So next we hit him again for 7. And then this will be another 4, be 11. Tap everything down. Play Faceless Haven. We'll have 3 attackers for the win. Got it. And like an Embercleave or something wouldn't matter here because they already have double strike anyways, so that's not gonna matter. Skyclave. Guess my Prismari Dragon's gone. Shucks. Shucks. Well, let's draw. Ooh, Frostbite's a nice and dandy one. Alright, let's go to combat. Swing out, do 4 damage. So I think we have game. I believe we'll have game. We have 2, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, so we're gonna do, I could do 2 here, 1 here, 1 here. Yeah, let's do that. Target this, target this, target this. And then we're gonna tap the white down. So do 2 here, do 1 there, 1, 1, 1. Submit. bring them down to 8, get a 4/4 back, make a 4/4 with Opus, and then we could Frostbite the Blade Historian. And we tapped his white sources down in combat, so unless he uses it right now, it won't matter. And we got a 4/4, we have another 4/4. So this should be game. So let's go ahead and just straight up kill this now. Say farewell to Blade Historian, good game opponent. Let's keep the Izzet learn train rolling. Izzet train. Johnny Sunshine. Johnny Sunshine. Alright, opponent gets to go first. I mean, technically we have a turn 4 dragon, but the rest of the hand is not that great. I'm on the draw with the Maze Mind Tome. I think this might be a mulligan, but the question is like, if I don't draw a removal hand in my opening hand anyways, then it doesn't really necessarily work. So I think keeping it is technically okay. So I can do, depending on what I draw here from my draw phase, it looks like it might be red. That's kind of bad. That's, we need removals. I was going to go use Fable Passage to crack, but since we drew the dual land, we're going to do that instead, I guess. Don't have Robber. Don't have Robber the Rich, opponent. Don't do it. I mean, if they had Robber the Rich, they just slam it right here, right? It's an easy slam. Rimrock, sure. But then that means you can't cast it. Is it worth? Yeah, I don't know if it's worth. I guess. Interesting. Divide by 0 is a nice one. Alright, so I was going to play Maze Mind Tome, but I drew Divide by 0, so I can put this down. Also doing that's actually pretty good too. Interesting. Maze Mind Tome allows me to start scrying. I think we're going to Maze Mind Tome actually. Because casting this on turn 6 doesn't really matter. When we attack with Goldspan Dragon, it creates us the 2 artifacts regardless. So there's Robber the Rich. He drew it a little late. So we're going to take the damage here and then afterwards do it. Hopefully it doesn't hit. Ugh. Goldspan Dragon. That's a good one for them. Alright, let's scry. We need like Frostbite, Bonecrusher. We don't need that. Saw it coming, huh? Don't think we need that either at the moment. So when he goes into combat, I'm going to divide by 0 the robber, and then I'm going to use that to go grab the maybe the life gain one. So he gets to play 2 spells here. So Torbrand, well, we guess we gotta divide by 0 that then. Alright, let's see what we could do here. Does 1 damage to any target. Think we might want the life gain here. Creating a 3/2, I don't think that matters. Doing 1 damage could kill Hall Monitor, could be okay. So there's 1 card. We have 2 of them in the deck. We could draw those, that'd be great. Yep. Brazen Borrower would have been a nice one to draw too, but alright, so we're gonna put a stop here so that I can see what I draw. Brazen Borrower, I think that's fine. We can bounce again. So go grab red source, gain some life. And then yeah, now we can use the bounce on the Torbrand. We'll take 3 again, and then we'll cast Goldspan Dragon. You got it. So bounce this again. Send it back. Unfortunately, we're probably so I'm gonna have to gain life with Maze Mind Tome because we're just probably gonna die otherwise. So I'm gonna have to scry here. Don't want that. So I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna do it now, just because it doesn't necessarily do anything. But this is gonna be a close game for sure. Let's go combat attack. Next turn we get to play Outrun's Epiphany. And then we get to do maybe this. Let's see what they got. He might just looks like he's just gonna bounce the Goldspan Dragon, I guess, huh? Sure. Ooh, Frostbite. If he has a Frostbite in his hand, he gets to kill my Goldspan. But I get to create 2 more artifacts, I guess. Ember Cleave, he does what? 4, 5 damage? That's not enough. I think he's just gonna cast his own Goldspan. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and scry here. Gain some life. Outrun's Epiphany. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna do 4 damage to this. Attack before blockers, do 4 damage to it. I think we don't want that. Huh. Hmm. This is tough. I mean, I could play. I already have the Outrun's Epiphany in my hand, I guess, so we won't want that. Let's draw. I was looking for that earlier, so I could have killed these guys, but I could keep a stop, so I could do this to kill this, do 4 damage. But then I think I just die to what he has on board, so I don't know if that's wise. I could play Outrun's Epiphany here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. If I were drew a land, that would have been nice, because then Opus would have been great for that. Alright, let's just take the extra turn then. We'll go ahead and attack. Sure. Okay. So cast this. Create the dude. We could use these as blockers. Nice. We could play Solid Coming on whatever he casts. We're going to use these as blockers, so we're not going to attack. If he wants to use Hull Monitor's effect, that's fine with me also. So let's go ahead and counter this card. Stop it in its tracks right now. We do need another land though. So we have what, 5, 6, 7 technically. So we need one more to make it 8. If he wants to attack with Robber the Rich, I'll take the trade. So I can trade Prismari with the Robber. I think that's technically fine because he can play Frostbite, obviously. Or I could just chump block, and then next time when he does that, I could do this. And then next time when he does that, we have Bonecrusher Giant to kill the Robber. Because I don't want to lose Prismari because of Opus. So, and then we could do this pre-combat. You want to Frostbite that? You got it. Alright, there's the land. So we can get aggressive here, I guess, right? Yeah, we can get aggressive. Let's attack. You're up, opponent. Because we got Opus now. So if he wants to animate Faceless Haven, then we could just kill. We could do 3, 4 damage here, create a 4/4, and we can even tap Faceless Haven. But we also have this to do 2 damage. You got it. Oh, please bring more to the board. Let's go ahead and kick this. Goodbye to your board. Say farewell, my friend. Goodbye. Goodbye. And then we'll flash in the Brazen Borrower, hit him for 6. And then we have, boom, Opus. Goodbye to your board. Cinderclasm for the win. If you play something, we can also Bonecrusher or something and play Brazen Borrower. That's unfortunate, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it doesn't technically matter, but that's unfortunate. Sure. So flash this in. Ah, I should have waited. No, it doesn't matter. If he has frostbite, he has frostbite. It looks like he has frostbite. I was like, frostbite's instant speed. It doesn't matter. Yep. There you go. So we'll go ahead and do 2 damage to you. Another land is not cool. I think we cast Bonecrusher here. And we just use it as a blocker, I guess. If he animates Faceless Haven, we'll block it. We could also just let everything resolve. Yep, that's fine. Rimrock Knight can't block. We could kill both of them if we wanted to. Let's see what we got, though. Let's see what we draw. Let's see what we draw. He still could do something. Is he thinking about playing Frostbite? Is that the last? Because there's a pause here, so it has to be Frostbite. See how there's constantly a pause? Another land? Ugh. Alright, so we can attack. We can tap the Faceless Havens down. Let's get aggressive. The Rimrock can't block. Sure. I mean, I wanted to be able to attack with him directly, but, you know. If he animates Faceless Haven, that's fine. I'll just kill them both. Fervent Champion. So do 3 damage here, do 1 damage there, block this. Interesting. Resolves. I get to draw 2 cards. To kill Faceless Haven. I'm debating on what do I do though. Should I wait till he attacks and then use it so that I can use that to block something? Or then he could brazen my token. If he brazens my token, I get brazen back, I guess, right? Alright, we'll go let him go to combat. So let's play this. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 damage there, 1 damage here, submit, and then we're gonna tap these down. So 3, do 1, kill his board off, create a 4/4, and then block the champion. So we get to wipe his board, draw 2 cards, and create a 4/4. And he can't brazen any. I mean, he can brazen my artifact if he wants, but it's fine. If he's smart, he would float the mana here. Let's see if he does it though. I guess it also depends on. That's fine. I don't. Okay, so I'm not sure where this goes. Oh, so it sticks to him. Okay. I wasn't sure where it went, but either way, we get to block here. Got him. Nice. Nice. Let's do some damage here. Let's cast this. Hit you for 4, bring you down to 5. Flush in a brazen and try to go for lethal, I guess. The Rimrock can't block, so we know that for a fact. So he has to use Faceless Haven as a chump blocker because we get to 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we don't have 5 mana. It's like we don't have 5 mana. So if you cast a blocker, oh, we do have 5 mana. We have a treasure. Never mind. Never mind. So we should have game here because I don't think he can create a blocker and a removal. Maybe. There we go. Got him. Good game, opponent. Nice. All right. I think This one may be the last one, depending on how quick they are. Obviously, they've been pretty quick so far, so depending on how quick they are, this may be the last one for this deck. Otherwise, we'll go one more after that. Yon Pie. Yon Pie. We get to go first against the Yorion deck. It's not great, but I mean, we can play stuff, so I guess. I mean, we have a counter spell. So drop this down. Play Prismati. Are we playing against blue-black control? What's going on? Ooh, divide by 0. That's an interesting one. Divide by 0. Yep. Omen. Let's see. Are we playing against blue-black control, or are we still playing against Sultai is the question. Looks like we're playing against blue-black control. That's kind of unfortunate. I mean, I could bounce it back to his hand, force him to recast it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Put that back to your hand. Let's go grab... We have 5 lands technically at the moment. Destroy target artifact. That's not going to do anything. What could I play is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Prismari. That gives me access to 6 mana. So it gives me access to 6 mana. I think maybe I just grab Environmental Science. Because I could play Prismari now, play the land, play Environmental. So when he plays Nightmare, he doesn't take anything out of my hand. Yep. So as long as he doesn't have a Mystical Dispute here, he won't take anything out of my hand. Sucks. It's kind of unfortunate we drew so many lands, but you know, at least he doesn't get anything out of my hand here. So his Nightmare, he just used up 2 turns to do nothing with it. Crawling Barrens. Yeah, we're playing against blue-black control. Straight up blue-black control. So we have 3, 4, 5, access to 6 mana. Flunk! It's nice. Solve the equation. What are you getting? What you getting? Saw it coming. Let's go ahead and take the extra turn here. Just because. Let's go ahead and take the extra turn here. Attack. Okay. Let's hit him for 4. We're going to play Divide by 0. We're going to hold up Divide by 0 and saw it coming against the opponent. You got it. We have access to what? 8, 9 mana currently? No, we have access to 8 mana, I should say. Ah, Faceless Haven. I mean, Feel the Ruin. What am I saying? Faceless Haven. Alright, think we counter this? Or should we divide by 0? So if I hit him for 4, 8, 9, 10. Saw it coming. I could divide by 0. Let's divide this by 0. Let's grab... So wait, hold on. Could I win here? So we have 4, 8, 9, 10. That's not enough. I was going to grab maybe this one so that I could put, you know, but that's not going to work. So maybe I just grab the card to draw cards. Yeah, let's just do that. Pass. And then we'll do 2 damage to you. So let's see. We have access to... So if I hit him for 4... Draw 3 cards instead of your opponent has at least 4 or more cards in hand than you. So they have more than 4 cards in their hand than me, because we could cast Goldspan and protect it. And it's an odd, so now Extinction Event doesn't work. and we have the artifact, so we can still counter regardless. Hit you for 8, create another artifact. I think we got this. I mean, he could have Heartless Sack, but if he doesn't, and he's at 4 now, so like even Faceless Haven is a lethal win. What do you got? Sure. Okay, I mean that prevents him from, that prevents the win against me, so he has called odd or even now. What's he gonna, I don't think it matters here. And he tapped out his Field of Ruin, so that resolves. So we have the game. We animate Faceless Haven and attack for lethal. Yep, and we're not going to use Brazen here because then it taps my mana out. So 1, 2, 3, animate, go to combat, attack for game. We have 2 counter spells, it doesn't even matter. Nope. There we go. That was quick. Very quick. All right, so this one's probably going to be the last one for this deck before we call it, since the last match was pretty quick. So we're just going to play one more, and then we're going to call it for this deck and move on to the next one. Virtue. Opponent gets to go first. I got a Frostbite, Bonecrusher, Maze Mind, Brazen. I guess we keep, right? Gotta keeps. Put this on red. Pass to you. We have a Frostbite at the ready. Robber. Go ahead and kill this. No to your Bone Crush. No to your robbers. Ooh, Sinterclasm's actually really good. Depending on what they do, Sinterclasm's pretty solid. Okay. Sure. Okay, I guess we'll just remove your Rimrock from the game. Goodbye, Rimrock. We take 1. I'm down. We got rid of your creature, and we did that. Let's go ahead and cast the Bonecrusher. Maybe I should have casted the Maze Mind Tome here, but since most likely they have a Frostbite in their hand, this tells me they have Bonecrusher because I didn't have anything in play and it was a pause. So, but I'm probably maybe should have played that. But Creating a Body is also very good here, so maybe not. Ooh, Goldspan. Let's go to combat first. So we're going to cast Prismari Dragon here to create the artifact, so then the next turn we get to cast the Goldspan Dragon. So that way next turn we get to sack, cast the Goldspan Dragon, create the dude, and then we have Brazen Borrowers. We got stuff to do here. Frostbite, you take 2 damage, sure. So I'm assuming they didn't have a double Frostbite, because otherwise they would have I'm not gonna block, so you could Bonecrusher it. Or I guess you got Rimrock it too. Alright, let's cast this guy. Hit him for 7 in the air. And then they're dead the following turn if they don't have anything. And then we have a Brazen Borrower to bounce something if we need to bounce something. And they only got 2 cards in their hand, so I'm pretty sure yep, good game. I'm pretty sure we win. Hey everybody, welcome to the end of the video. This is where the changes happen. Normally, if it's a best of 3 matchup, I will give a sideboard guide here, but since this is a best of 1, I'm just going to give you the final analysis of the deck in my opinion and any changes that I made so far to the deck. So this deck seems very good so far in, best of 1 rank. We've played against blue-black. We played against quite a variety of decks here. We played against blue-black control. We played against red. We played against, Winota, Boros. We played against Boros aggro. We played against rogues. And it beat all of them. So like it has game against all the decks. Like it's never like an underdog against all the decks. Of course, I think I would say maybe the rogue matchup would be the toughest matchup since we don't have any escape cards in the main deck. And that's why I was debating on maybe like running Ox instead of this guy just to have it. But So if you want to do that, you can probably take like a Thrax and maybe a Maze Mind Tome out, and then maybe just cut both Maze Mind Tomes and just put in two Oxes and another Opus, and that would help your Rogue matchup out drastically, especially since Ox only costs two to escape, or two mana to escape and 8 cards. But that would help your Rogue matchup drastically. I mean, drastically. But if you're not really running into rogues very much, I think this is probably one of the better makeups of the deck. So I would keep it this way. The only difference that I made from the beginning of the deck into the is I took out that one card where it gives the creature +2/2 and vigilance to the turn, and I put in academic probation. And the reason why I put in a white card here is because of the fact that so we can create artifacts that could tap for any color. We can easily play this card. It shouldn't be a problem to play this card. And this could be huge in those turns if you play it against a Soul Tie Ultimatum. You can go ahead and call either, let's say you know they're gonna board wipe you, call a board wipe card, or you call a Merchant Ultimatum and they can't play it. Or if they have a creature out there that you don't want them to block with, you could use this to make it unblockable. I mean, you could call out Winota. There's a lot of cards you can call out with this. It only costs 2 mana to do it. So if you have Goldspan Dragon in play, you can easily just sack the artifact and do it, or you can just, sack the artifact and tap another land. So it's the only difference I made to the deck. Other than that, like I said, if you play against a lot of rogue decks, I would say maybe take out. Obviously, this is also good against rogues, but it's 5 mana. They can just easily counter him. So it'd be just better maybe to cut him the 2 Maze Mind Tomes for 2 Oxes and another Opus. Because Magma Opus has been amazing, as you saw in all those matchups. It has been pretty MVP. So, but I'm keeping it at 2 for now. But like I said, that card's been pretty solid. But yeah, so that's the only changes I made. Those are the only suggestions I would give against certain decks. But against every other deck, like I said, I think it has game against every other deck. If you have the deck and you want to, I know there's the best of 3 version, but if you don't want to play in best of 3, this is the best of 1 version that I would recommend if you want to play Izzet Dragons. But yeah, give it a try. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, the gameplay, all that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up, drop some comments down below. Check the description of the video because it has the portable deck list there. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.